Yeah, a well-trained wife is. I had no idea because we don't get in y'all business like that. The way white womanhood is so blindingly white that, like, to yourself, it's like, no, I don't see it. I didn't know. Like, we see the results of it. Like, I see that y'all all whatever, right? But I don't know why. I don't know why y'all keep saying the same thing. They're so reactive. It's weird. So I want to find out what's going on. And now I'm reading it. I really liked her book. I just posted a Patreon video about, like, my thoughts about it because I liked how it ended. It was really like a white lady book that I liked because it was like, oh, this is a white lady book. Like, she knows she's a white lady. I know she's a white lady. You know, she's not gonna be surprised. And she followed me back and she's got into it. I'm like, okay. And, like, I want better for everybody. But that's also, you're not taught that someone being direct and clear with you is a good thing. You think sweet and nice is good, that those are good things. That's not true always, or maybe ever. There's no connection. But you're also trying to not have connection between things. Like, money and value are not consistently connected. There isn't like a tether between price and value. But that just is. Things don't have to make sense. Sometimes they do, but you need to know when and how to do it perfectly. But I like at the end of her book, she's saying, like, it's not about me saving me. Someone saving me. I have to save myself. The more compassion I have for myself, the more I have to give to others. And I'm like, yes! Phew! Because I was really hoping it wasn't going to end like, and then I met this man and he's so great and it's perfect and I'm so grateful that I left and, like, we're happy now. You know, and it's not that. And I'm like, good. Because don't be so certain because it's just gonna. I wasn't taught how to be a wife or what to look for, how to prepare myself for wifedom, which is whiteness. That's whiteness. To be a wife and, like, how you are connected to this other person and your proximity is the prize, and that there's a prize to get, and then after you get that prize you win and everyone has to listen to you now. Okay, no, you were supposed to listen to you before, but you were taught not to listen to you, and that's the problem. Yeah, and she doesn't take it. It's not like evil man did evil things, I much better for it. It's like, why, how, what now? And that is where I would think white lady books should be going. Talk about your whiteness, talk about what's. But anyway, I put that in the Patreon. Ugh, Khaleesi. From day one, Khaleesi was a problem. And that's what they need y'all to realize. The future doesn't look like a dragon queen, breaker of chains, sexy Katniss Everdeen. It looks like, give Sansa the ability, and I guess they do. They give her the North. She gets the North, and she's just with her people, and they all like her. Like, sure, okay. But, like, if y'all had listened to Sansa after she saw the truth for what it was and woke up as a young girl and was like, hey guys, the men don't know, they're bad. Listen to me, brother. And he's like, no, I've been fighting for the Night's Watch. She's like, but I know the man that you're going to fight. And he's like, I know how to fight. She was trying to help you. And then she saved them by hitting up this other guy that used her or whatever. But it worked. She knows how she got the political brain. She serves the looks. She makes her own clothes. That woman is the woman to follow. But only in the end. She said, hey, you're Dragon Queen? I think she's a tyrant. And they were like, she's the queen. She wants to break the wheel and then fight everybody else. Hey, if they just listen to Sansa, but that's the whole point, right? Listen to black women. Sansa's the closest we got to black. Missandei, they just threw her. They don't listen to Missandei. I had a lot to. That one was really clear. Oh, the woman knows all of politics, 19 languages. But yeah, sure, the Dragon Queen should be the She burned. But yeah. So now I'm rewatching from the beginning again, being like, yeah, sounds so. She was like, she is what we're like. We're like, oh, it's gonna be so great. Let's go to King's Landing. I'm gonna go to corporate America, get a 9-to-5 and a 6-figure job, and it's gonna be great. And then I'll marry the prince, and it'll be happily ever after. Oh, they murdered my dad, and immediately, and then they keep saying how smart she is, and then they're like, sell her. I don't know. Oh, remembers. And they don't like to hear that. The North remembers. Winter is coming. That's what black women, we've been trying to tell you. Them White Walkers are coming. It's in the books, everybody. And they're like, well, we haven't seen White Walkers for 1,000 years. That's just information, but I'm telling you right now. And then they're like, but it's been a long time. It's unprecedented. We haven't had, it's unheard of actually for it to be now. I just said it. And this is why I'm not fun to watch shows with. Scenes, the Daenerys with the Dothraki. Unsullied. And then the white women are all like, I am Khaleesi, and then they're like, what happened? Whoa, she turned towards the end there. No. Remember the whole thing, she was bought and sold, and then she was like, but I know how to turn it around. I'll get on top. And then he falls in love, and then he's like, you know what? My people have never gone on boats. But we will go on boats for you so that you can get that chair you want, 16-year-old. For the chair. The chair made of knives. That gulp. That gulp. I was like, were we not watching? Because she was pretty sure of her rightful place on the throne she's never seen. Saddened. Why? Because I was sold once. And see how that doesn't matter here? How this is a bad goal. I know I can liberate everyone. Me, I'll do it, and then they'll follow me. It's giving leader of the free world. So is it? So are we? Do they have a choice? Because it sounds like you said, "I am everybody's queen." Period. It's like I free them of tyrants. I am. Because my dad was. Because my dad, the Mad King, who burned people alive, he was the king. So I get the chair. And now, murder. Lots of killing. Lots of killing. But we're really mad when it's people that we care about. Because apparently it's fine when we just send people out. But then when they matter to us, we're like, hold on. I'm upset. It's one thing to kill characters with no names. But I know Miss Ande. Because she dresses me. Wow. So because of that, I'm gonna burn this city down. That is not what we were asking for. Burn it down. That's what y'all give me when you're like, this place is terrible, burn it down. You didn't even build it. Burn it down. You just got here. It's also just like, what if you just stop? Because really what she said, she was like, she listed her name in the names. Targaryen, Baratheon, da-da-da-da-da, right? They're all spokes in a wheel. And it's like, oh, you want to stop the wheel? She's like, I want to break the wheel. And I remember being like, Yeah, but your name is one of them. But you think you're entitled to the thing because of the wheel. So it doesn't really work that way. Oh, I know. I'm very aware. The throw twisted at the end that he's actually the rightful heir, but the whole thing is that doesn't matter. I don't care. See, it's the, what do you mean rightful heir? Stop. Everyone's their own person. Also realizing someone wrote this and he was a man, right? So it's like, what's the message? But also, what can I take from it? Because if I'm gonna have it and watch it, and I like rewatching things because less anxiety, right? But I find new things all the time, which I did like about this. But so many, flaws. But she, like, you can't use the thing to justify why you need to be in charge of the thing that shouldn't exist. What? You know what I mean? You can't be like, I look down on all the other versions of the thing I want to do. And that's why I'm better at it, because I'm 17 and experienced a hardship once, and barely. Because I learned how to turn it around by having her origin story. Like, if anything, it's almost like the hidden part is out loud. If you really watch it, it's like, oh. You know, there's the first watch, and then there's the, like The Walking Dead. And the whole concept of undead people, the subhuman of it all. And then, if you have watched both Game of Thrones and The Last of Us, Ellie is in Game of Thrones. She's Lyanna Mormont or something Mormont. So she's like the same character. I also think there's the Hound. There's this dynamic that I see a lot in these types of shows that really makes me uncomfortable. Is the old crotchety, harmful man who is won over by the feisty young teenage girl who's kind of like not like other girls. So Ellie and Arya and the Hound and Joel, right? There's always that kind of dynamic. It's in a lot of these. Daryl and any woman. Carol, kids, in The Walking Dead. There's always this like crotchety, dirty, mean, like violent, very violent history of violence that we kind of are, but hurt because he loves so much and she wins him over. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then I get it. Like, I liked it when I watched it. I'm like, oh, Arya and the Hound. But then you start to see this thing. But Arya and Ellie are in the same scene. They're like fighting and she kills a giant. So I don't feel like that sets us up so great to, we're just like, well, he's like an uncle, it's fine. It seems like we could do without that, There are other ways to have a wholesome moment. I think the word wholesome is like in my brain now is a problem. Wholesome. Those are not together. They shouldn't be together. Tia Leving's used in her book, I really like, external moral compass. That's why. Is saying this thing, this building, this church, this institution, this blah, 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 tells you what's good and bad. Because why? You think I don't? It's weird. Like, do you believe in freedom? Do you believe in like freedom? Did you think if everyone was free to do whatever they wanted, it would be Lord of the Flies? Because ding, 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 that's where you gotta work, I think churchianity and all of these things, they have to have an underlying, like a fear thing. Hey, oh my God. If you really think about Jorah in Game of Thrones, or like any of these things, like these men are 50, 60, and we're supposed to think that they're moving like really fast, and they're like the best. If you really watch them, they're just like, have we seen white dudes actually moving that quick and swiftly? And then just the editing, and they're just kind of like, with their big ass sword. And you really think about how old they're, like, you imagine like Steve in accounting. And we're supposed to be like, He's like, I could cut through the five of you like a knife. And you're like 60 years old. And you're wearing metal. Super fast, they just appear out of nowhere. And like, Rick, or even when you watch this, even Daryl, you know, and these shows, they just like keep on fighting. They get their head slammed into the concrete. And then they're like, have you seen a real fight? Oh yeah, the protector. Protector from what, right? And there's this in the white supremacy. Okay. So like we were saying, like, do you believe in freedom, right? Do you think if apocalypse, zombie land happens, that the people are scarier than the zombies? The people are the scariest. That's who you really have to protect. That's the energy they give all the time, right? It's like, no, we're not scared of infected out here. We're scared of people because they'll do this and this and this and this and this. And it's every man for himself. Have you seen that to be true? And like, and all the internet just goes out immediately. There's always this like jump, right? We don't see it actually break down. We just see the after effects of like, well, because it all happened like that. You know, because now there's grass on cars and buildings. It's just like one day. All right. That everyone just like goes along with anything the leader of the moment says. Well, see, in whiteness, y'all be complicit with silence and stuff. But if black people are there, and that's what we fail to realize, is that in these things, in these shows, in whatever they're making, there's not black people in the room. Not for a while down the line of like the purpose here. So the gray worm Missandei of it all, he doesn't. Everyone speaks the common tongue. The common tongue. Like, there's a child. The child is king now because, and she just ripped up the paper. Are you, Cersei? Who's more dangerous, Cersei or Joffrey? Cersei. All right, white women, that's something, right? Daenerys, she's also dangerous. They're all dangerous. But like, be Sansa. But Sansa doesn't have a good time either. She just be saying the things. I love when she got back at Littlefinger too. That was a good one. Because you're like, nah, you're not going to go for this. And she doesn't. And her and sister. See, you have to be able to critique something and still, like, you have to hold nuance. I don't recommend Game of Thrones. But I've already watched it and I watch it, so I'm going to talk about it. And I can have problems with it and still watch it. Sometimes it gets to the part where you have too many problems and you can't. Like R. Kelly music, I can't. It makes me uncomfortable, even though I used to enjoy it. So I don't. Game of Thrones, there's a lot there. And it's how I got to know white people. I just realized this. So I watch reality television to understand how to people to some degree. And then I watched Game of Thrones right before I went to business school, but I didn't know. And that's like, it was popping at the time, so I just made friends through Game of Thrones. I read books by black women, and occasionally white lady books. I read Tia Lovings. It depends, you know, like I had to, I'm figuring it out. But you start with black women, and at least you'll be human the whole time you read it. I started that white man book. I don't think I posted that. Maybe I'll post it on Patreon. I have a video where I'm just so mad at this book I bought, Knowledge of Illusion. No, Illusion of Knowledge, something. It was, the intro was like the most white man thing. We all think we know how toilets work, right? Like the inner workings of toilets. Who does? Well, we think so because it's just so simple. We think we know exactly what's going on. Who is we? And then, boom, here's a diagram of a toilet. Oh, I tried. It didn't work out. But like, yeah. I think, and I advocate for white lady books, because I'm not saying white ladies don't speak ever. I'm just saying speak about what you know and have experienced with discernment. I did watch Handmaid's Tale. I'm not caught up or anything. I watched like 2 seasons. I don't know. I feel like every white woman thinks they're a June. And even June isn't June. Like, you're none of you are that. But that's why, like a well-trained wife, I think that's better. Like going in that direction. This, I don't know. It's like it's giving hero Katniss of patriarchy. Like, I didn't like the direction it was going. It was like about her. This is exceptionalism. Yeah, exactly. Y'all are way more Serena, especially after dealing with y'all, the loudest ones. But and that's HGF. I don't think it's a good place to start. I don't know. I haven't read Handmaid's Tale. I haven't seen. I watched it. I don't. It's like it's not energizing, right? I think that's one of those, like I said before, entertaining. Could be educating if you wanted it to be. Not energizing. It's just more like, isn't it so bad? And if it hints at it, the ones who already know. It's not moving anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like that gives Handmaid's Tale gives touched, not moved. Where do you go from there? And in Tia Leppings in the memoir, I do like if it feels like people could be moved by her book to adventure on their own in terms of telling their own, like, this is what it's like inside a white home. Also, the way books have been weaponized against white women, I don't know. I feel weird about that. Like, and then you want more books to tell you what to do. Like, you want me to write a book to tell you what to do, and I'm like, no, that's the problem. That's like me trying to Daenerys you. Like me trying to be the leader of the free world. Like, I don't want to use the same mechanism that was used to get you to do what you're doing currently. You have to do something different. Absolutely, Mormonism is white supremacy. I never knew about that. I didn't know about anything. And you guys have so much. But it's, and there was a moment, and I don't attach it, maybe I will at some point. What is happening? I don't want that. When people look at women in the Middle East and they are fully covered, that they think that is the oppression of women. Meanwhile, long scary braids, long dresses, all looking up at one creepy guy's face on a wall with the same 3 braids. You don't think that's creepy? You don't think that's a person? You don't see it? But ours is better because it's wider. Pure. Pure means nothing. It just means nothing. It means nothing, but also means like nothing. Nothing has touched it. Nothing has got on it. It's pure. It's innocent. So nothing has happened. She hasn't breathed, talked, moved. The same, and then they care about the blood line. Between the blood and the lines, y'all love the lines. Lineage has line in it. Linear line in it. Y'all just want lines. Line dancing, spirit dancing. I don't know, man. It's so scary, but it's like, and then you raise little people and then say, we're so scared of everyone else. Let's get some of these. That'll protect us. I thought the guy was supposed to protect. And from what? This fear, everything is going to go crazy if we don't look over it with our hand and manage the people. What? Because you'll be like, everyone has the right to do whatever they want within these guidelines. And because you can't do this, and 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 this. Paperwork required. It's an anti-identity they want you to have. All the things you're not, including joyful, heard, seen. Any removal of self-trust and given to an entity that isn't a person even, it's a system, it's an organization. And that thing knows better than you what you should do. Cult enough. And if someone's like, wow, that's a big word, and you're scared of words, that's a cult. If people are scared of words more than they're scared of, then you got the wrong. I don't care how smart your SMART goal is, bail on it. To avoid loud laughter. I don't think you guys know. We don't know some of this stuff. Like well, at least the way I grew up, I had no idea. Like the white people I knew were not like this. So when I say you're not a monolith, it's like, oh no, y'all should be talking about this. It's like the simplest things are usually the answer. If you just talk about literally what you experienced and how, versus telling other people what they should do and how you disapprove and announcing to the world your position on stuff. If you just said the things you think, and I talked about this in my last post too, that's more effective to me. I like the memoir she wrote with just like the, I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is what is happening so far. I'm like, that I can work with. But if it's certain and you're not ready. You should not be so certain. How dare you? Yeah, like this idea that, oh, I don't want to call it this. That's whiteness. Because she says even in it, it's like the idea of naming something is power. Isn't that like a Bible thing? Like an Adam named something? I saw that in Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country did a lot for me. I gave that a review as well. But like, Adam they named something and then in naming it, that creates it. No, it already existed. The label helps when referencing, but it's not like it didn't exist until you said it. Oh, calling it a cult, blah, blah. Calling it abuse. What are you more afraid of? Unaddressed abuse or potentially not technically abuse, but then you were referencing as it. Shut it, you know? Yeah, identifying is only a part of it too. Identifying it doesn't cure it, doesn't cause it, it just identifies it. But in whiteness, that's it. That's bad, that's good, done. Because y'all really be in comment sections just being like, I agree, I disagree, done. We don't do that. We really don't. I'll say I learned, we don't do that. See, I didn't learn the certain social cues because of where I grew up, because people just accept it and maybe pretty privileged to let me get away with. I thought I knew social cues. But that and code switching, I didn't realize you're not supposed to say white people. I thought it was okay because no one got mad at me for saying words that were true before. Yeah, I would also say it's like a cult of codependence, right? Like it needs you, right? The organization doesn't exist unless you believe in it. So it needs you to believe in it, but in order to make that happen, they need to say, you need me. It needs to feel needed. That's circular logic. Just like purest nothing, need to be needed is nothing, but they have to make it something. So they just attack, attention, distract. Over here. Create the sentence of like who was harmed and how. If you can say this person was harmed this way, if it's hypothetical, because I feel like there's a lot of focus on hypothetical harm in whiteness, of like this could happen if someone says this thing, blah, 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 blah. There's so much harm already happening right now, yesterday, currently. And so for you to be so hyper-focused on hypothetical harms, that's what they want you focused on. It's like rationalize, well, I don't know, I gotta label it. Discomfort is the thing. That's what moves you. They want you comfortable. If they keep you comfortable, that's easier to sneak up on you, isn't it? If they keep everything quiet and non-moving and easy, then you can be looking and just chilling, not be aware that someone is giving you these weird messages of troubled teens go to creepy uncles and they'll be fine because they love them. And they're mean because they love them, stuff like that. Yeah. Like actual harm, you'll see it. But because you're not creating, you can be creating discomfort in someone, but you're sharing your discomfort with someone. So now you're sharing it. They can hold some, you can hold some. Or you can hold all of it and then build resentment and then act accordingly and not get good sleep and think that they know what's happening and blah, 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 blah. You could do that too. But, because that's not actual safety, right? You are just shushed like that, you know? So that you're okay, but you're not okay. So just because they're shushing you and saying it's okay, that's a tactic. No, it's not. Racism is not what you think or feel about Black people. It's what you believe about anything, what you believe to be true. Do you believe in systems? Do you believe in stories? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that people who are coming online and saying things are trying to get something out of you? You know, do you believe in freedom and that freedom is good for everybody? Or that only some people deserve and there needs to be someone overlooking? And what should that person look like? What experiences should they have in order to be able to do this? Because I don't think we think about how old some of these men are and what they look like and what schools they went to and what was taught at those schools. What values were taught? Literally. Versus whatever's going on now with the standards. Structure over systems. Structure, fine. A hut is a structure. A penthouse requires a system of elevators and people and caring about being on top of other people. But we're all experiencing trauma. And that's the whole point, right? Is to realize when are you safe and when aren't you safe. And you've been safe most of the time. Unless it's in your house, and then how are you being safe by going out and not saying anything about it? Are you increasing your safety? Or are you self-imposing suffering and then feeling good about that suffering because that means you're worthy? So I've had that phase of like, I must be doing good because I feel terrible. Right? Here's the other thing is people don't give credence to the fact of who's teaching, right? I know someone who was raised in North Carolina and she said, my teacher deliberately was like, we're skipping this chapter on slavery. And they just didn't do it. That's up to individual people. So that's why you can't believe in systems and think the rules and changing rules and policies will change things. Teachers have the brains and they go, I'm gonna teach it like this or not. Realizing like conditional love isn't. Conditional care is what we are taught to expect, like from the system. The system will only care about you as long as you're good and white and bright, right? But that's not, your life isn't over once you are deemed bad. But like even in T11's book, there's one part where I wrote, whoa, calm down. Because it was like, oh, we blew up this ordinary life by leaving. You blew it up. I don't know, the language in whiteness is very like, you just left. You didn't have a life plan change? I'm good for a life plan change. I'd be like, new life plan. But in whiteness, it's like, we failed. I'll have to start all over. What? Calm down. You didn't blow anything up. You, like, the stakes, where are they? Do you know? Because they made you think that, like, but that's what they do in cults too, right? Like if you leave here, you will get cancer and die and be homeless and everything bad will happen to you. People are like, I don't care. And when it turns out that's actually not true. You'll be fine. People care even when they don't have to care. Yeah, you failed at marriage. Okay. You lost your job. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole conversation I want to have about lost a job, lost a man. Girl can't keep up. If you can just replace anything right there, that's not good. I don't like that. And like starting over, for me, it's like I had to release a lot of the value systems and like valuing the goals I had because they were under this weird thing I thought before that like more money is good, good money is more. But it's like, then my dad will really think I'm doing a good job. And I had to get rid of that. That had to be a me thing. I had to stop because you get the thing and then you're still there, just being yourself. And surprise, It wasn't that you needed to achieve something. It was that he grew up in a cult and is alien from Jamaica. So, girl, stop. You know? Oh yeah, we say Pledge Allegiance, and under God was put into our Pledge of Allegiance like later on. And I remember being like, why? Under God. Indivisible. We're 5. And it used to be like this. We used to have this, not us, because my age didn't do this salute, but that's what it was before this one. And that's why I support Questionity, where we ask questions about everything. And sometimes those answers are more questions, not solutions. Anything with like, and then I've been thinking about the word absolution and absolving and absolute. And then you look for these absolute truths, like the problem solving. You can't solve people. We are people, not problems. Dying for your sins. Like, I don't understand how y'all made those things make sense in your brain. And that the amount of cognitive dissonance you have to cover to just believe some of this stuff. And then you silence yourself from telling each other, like, oh, Santa's real. You can't tell your friends Santa's not real because then they'll hate you and their family will hate you. And then this man just comes into your house and yeah, it doesn't make sense. We live in an apartment. We don't have a chimney. Sorry, my little brain can't handle it. So you guys gotta stop it. Chill out. The magic exists already in the real world. It's crazy that we are alive. You don't have to create lies to make it magical. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Like, you know how much self-silencing you have to do? I can't even. But yeah. Wait, what? The doctrine of discovery. What's that? Oh, is that like manifest destiny? Like if you discovered it. They have so many phrases. The focus on things. And the whole Bill Gothard, like, just because they write a book, let's listen to them. They don't have a family. They don't have kids. But he wrote a book about it. He must be confident. Because so many of you are like silencing yourselves all the time. You think if someone is writing a book about this, he must know something because I don't know shit. And apparently nothing I know is right. And he's saying what he knows is right. So I got to listen to him. He looks like he knows. He's wearing a fancy bib with the... Like, community is magical. What I have learned about just the nature of Black womanhood and Blackness, and like, we're the least likely to commit because we understand the value, the beauty of life. And life is a great, you find joy. It's not being happy. That's like a state of mind. Finding joy is an act. Yeah, I'll never get over the ties or fancy bibs. I'll never get over it because they told you, no, he knows more than you because he tied that bib fancy. He can't keep food in his mouth, but you know, that's a sign of a smart man. He wears a tie and too many clothes when it's hot outside. Is it Vatican? Yeah, Vatican. These are just buildings, right? Like when an object turns into an activity like church, that's a little bit, even what y'all did with journaling. So I found out about the Mormons and journaling and like the documentation. Whoa, calm down, right? When you're journaling, they're also making you think that they know what you're writing and like your thoughts and they're gonna read them. He knows when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, similar, right? That's not what I mean when I say journaling. Guys, I just want that to be clear. When I say journaling, my journals look like this. Jennifer Love Hewitt. I got lots to say about that. I've seen y'all being mean to her. Not y'all, the white men. But like the difference between whiteness and blackness. Lorne Michaels. What's going on with that guy? Because I watched a thing about the dark side of comedy. Fruits of labor leave seeds to plant. I don't know, I wrote that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be like, dear... This is what happened today. I just mean like, write it down because you're thinking about it. Blouses and pantsuits, yes. I love the pantsuits for men. Network effects versus network marketing. Here's another page of my journal. It's not my journal, it's just, you know. Yeah, the reasons. And it's realizing that reasons don't mean anything. Reasons aren't justifications, they're just reasons. Right? I wrote a quote from Tia Leving's book. To love is to see, need, and meet it. That's magical. And just, it feels so good to be loved. Think about, I don't know if you guys know about Nicolandria, right? And like what loving a Black woman communally did for the world. I believe in love again. All right, a different kind of love, one that's natural and not a projection and a story and a fairy tale, because fairy tales are made up, right? It's like two people who are just like drawn to each other and just like being around, but then also he just sees like a Black woman who is trying so hard to make this person love her, but really someone loves her right there, and then we get to be a part of it. There's a whole community of people who just care that she is loved. There's like actual energy of the cultural impact going on and the conversations being had around her and him and a dark-skinned woman who is just put together so beautifully, just like sculptural, whatever. But knowing the stories we're told, and we're not looking for the attractive white guy to be looking at us first, but there he is, always just looking and like, oh, anyway. So it's more about what has been the cultural impact. Regardless of the show, like I saw, right? But it feeds itself, it builds on itself, and it creates these other conversations. That's what a community can do. Versus, what's your opinion? Do you agree? What's your take? Boring. That doesn't beget more. That doesn't leave seeds to plant to have future conversations. Capitalism ruins everything, right? It's like Monopoly when trouble is right there. Why would you play Monopoly and get your whole family mad? Like, Monopoly ends when all the people are bankrupt except for one or something? What if you lose the money? Can Monopoly be played without money? No. It's landlords, right? The game is called The Landlords. Where's Trouble? Have you ever played Trouble? Trouble is so much more fun. You pop the thing in the middle, and then you just get out, and like you have your own strategy, and your strategy is to get back, and you sometimes send other people back home, but it's like more fun, right? I played Drunk Trouble. That's a good game. It's not focused on making sure you make other people run out of money. Monopoly is gonna break families apart. Trouble is fun. Getting into trouble. I might buy Trouble for the sake of this. And then what did America do? We took that game that was purposely not fun and said, no, it's fun. That's what y'all whiteness did. And you said, well, see how it's fun? We're gonna make it in all these different types of genres. If it was fun, you wouldn't have to do that. Being white is like being born with the rules of Monopoly and the strategies, and everybody else is like, I don't know, where's here? Oh, we're playing this? Okay, let's play this. But when you don't know all the things and the stuff and to lie on your resume. And also, it's not fun, so we're not having a good time. I'm mad because you're taking advantage of the fact that I don't know this stuff, but also I don't want to know this stuff. This is whack. Also, your dad can be proud of you? We've done this, right? And I talk about how much the weird things you are in it. A thimble, a car. How do you have a thimble and a car? And a dog? In Trouble, you're just a little plastic thing, and that's great. You just pick a color. McMillions, which is a whole thing with Monopoly and McDonald's and the scam, it's all America. It's just America over and over and over again. Bail out, America again. Great Depression, America again. Commerce itself isn't the problem. It's capitalism. It's the value, the ism of it. The insert self-manipulation. ISM, ism. I made that. Can exist without the more is better of capitalism, of the exploitative nature of this random tertiary thing and saying, this is this. And it can change depending on where you are, when you are, and stop. You know, it should be interpersonal exchanges. Yes, if you hate Monopoly and love Trouble, hey, welcome to the fun crowd. You don't pretend you like you're interested in the Wall Street Journal. All right, that was a callback to me in business school, because I was pretty sure we were all faking it, but maybe not. Maybe I was just faking it. See, and this is where I always like, no, white people and black people, this is where my delineation started. It's probably with Uno. And I was like, no, I like white people rules to Uno better than black people rules. It lasts too long. We've been picking up for days and put down for that. I don't like that. I like one card at a time. That's just me. But yeah, Uno is fun if you can agree on the rules first. And a lot of times that's where things kind of... And, you know, just hanging out with your friends is fun. There doesn't always have to be rules involved. Of playing in whiteness is also interesting. They also mean lying. Like I'm just playing. I don't know, they use play a lot of times when they shouldn't. And fun when they shouldn't. I'm just like, none of this. I don't enjoy any of this. Pranks, yeah. I'm just joking. Lying. Say lying. It's fine, but it's not fine. It's just, stop. But yeah, I encourage white people to say white people things. Write your white people books. It's fine. Just know that you're a white people when you do white people things. That's all we're asking. Just acknowledge it. And so when someone goes, oh, that's because you're white, don't be like, I don't think it's a right. Whoa. I was just pointing out a very obvious thing. Now you're arguing. Now it's weird. A lie is a story. Yeah, I'm just telling you. What do you? And then there's the white lie of it all, which we've talked about. An innocent lie. Interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more how this is innocent. And I don't know about it, but you're lying to me. But it's fine. It's in my best interest for you to lie to me. Go, tell me more. Tell me more. I don't want to hurt your feelings by telling you the truth. What? What? You do the most things. Don't make decisions for me. I'm mad now. So look how that didn't work out. Kind of like that couple at the Coldplay concert. Sorry, I don't know why I really want to talk about this. The only thing I really want to talk about is the fact that, not the couple, whatever, those two people at the Coldplay concert who were cheating, and they were just like standing there all like cute, whatever. It would have been nothing had they not been like, now, they should have done it anyway. But the hiding and the run and the pushing back and now we're interested. Now I want to know what's going on. If you weren't, the reactivity is the problem, is the indicator of a problem. So when you're reactive, that's on you to fix what you're doing, not for those people to stop. He blamed the jumbo jet. Consequences. Yeah, right? But that is human nature. When you say things are hidden in plain sight, that's what I mean too. The cover-ups are worse than the crimes. Not worse, louder. They draw to the crime. The cover-up. So when I say white people suck and you are like, no, 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 that's saying a lot more about you than about me. Whoa. Okay. And now everyone can see it and they're gonna be like, wait, you know what I'm saying? If you aren't, you don't feel the need to defend yourself if you're not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting with anybody, so what am I defending myself from? I don't feel I'm being attacked. If you feel you're being attacked, that's a you thing. I'm on here as White Woman Whisperer, people call me racist all the time. Do I defend myself? No. Why would I do that? That is not a good use of my time. That's why I liked, and for a while I would show comments that were like kind of harsh because it's like, no, look, see, it shows it. I'm a little different now. I try not to engage so much with the distractors because I'm on Patreon. I've moved on, right? What I appreciates. I'm not here to prove racism is real, right? Like, we get it. If you believe me, you believe me. I'm not gonna convince you. I'm not trying to. I may convince you, but that's not my point. But while I was engaging with it, the TikTok comment section, because it's just like anyone, anytime, it's shoved in their face. It's like, I don't know. It's disheartening because I'm also like, how are y'all all saying the same thing? Not all, right? But I've never encountered this in my life where just groups of people from all over, all these countries are just saying the same thing, or they have the same patterns of like, oh, this is an American thing. That person's from Europe. If they say, you mean American, blah, 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 that's a European. That's so specific. There's so many other places, but only Europeans come in to be like, America. That's weird. And it's from that line that white women in America come to be like, no, I don't think you understand. Like they identify with the villain in the story. They hear the story and put themselves never in my position if they haven't done any anti-racist work. They don't see it from my point of view. They see it that I'm attacking a point. I'm calling someone a villain, and they would identify with the villain position. And they're trying to get me to see that, no, that villain actually has a good heart. She doesn't mean that. And that makes me mad. I'll just say that. You know? Because I assumed you would identify with me because I'm used to my mom identifying with me in my stories. My mom listens to me all the time. And whenever I tell her something, she believes me. Maybe to a fault, where I didn't believe her for a while when I was like, yeah, my mom believes in me, but that's because she always believes in me. I need to get these people who don't believe in me to believe in me. That's how I'll know I achieved. Wrong. Turns out, the people who already chose you are the ones. The ones in your life currently right now who keep choosing you despite you keeping searching for someone else to validate you, those are your people. The villain has a sympathetic backstory though. Always. Always. But they were hurt before. All right, Daenerys. All right. You got me. I take all of my opinions back. It changes nothing about what I said. Sorry. Now I'm sorry for having this feeling. Is that what you wanted? You wanted me to apologize? And I don't think they think that far. I think they think as far as the discomfort they're currently feeling in the position they put themselves in and the projection that they put themselves in. So they're like, no, I don't think I should feel this way. All right. Ones who caused hurt, and I'm explaining to them that they caused hurt. They're like, well, that's because you made me. Based on my upbringing and what you said, I had to hurt you. Don't you understand? Everyone would. Tell me a person who wouldn't. That's a sign. That's a culty cue. If someone ever is like, anyone would do this. Everyone would do this. Tell me a person who wouldn't. I'm gonna need y'all to do that. The lonely man epidemic is the same thing. It's the same thing. So like, or what is it? Male loneliness epidemic. I also call it like the mad liberals epidemic. Same thing. Who do you think is responsible for this? Everybody else? Y'all just be yelling with your signs, and you're just like, we're really mad. Who are you talking to? People won't be around us because we yell a lot. We're mad about it. So, what are you doing? This. Cool. Not gonna join any of the black-led. No. You gotta start your own. Oh. Colonize. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. White women position themselves as victims, black women as their rescuers, and white men as their persecutors. Yeah, and they're very singular roles, right? Single file lines, right? It only goes this way. And that's why I like Tia Loving's book, is that she acknowledged Alan isn't just like this all-out evil man. It's the whole system that nurtured whatever was in there. But the beautiful thing is we are in the awakening, right? I consider myself like the white woman waker-upper. I wake up white women. And it's not my responsibility to tell you what to do with your day, but I'll tell you, what has been great for me, what I like, what I've noticed and stuff to help you, what I know about the neighborhood, as you get up. But I'm going to open the window because I'm tired. I need people out. I need someone to come help me with this mess. Wake up. do call this the narcissism, right? The cult dynamic, narcissistic abuse dynamic, all one and the same, run by the same narcissism. Because those dudes, the founding fathers, were narcissistic. They created just a big home for themselves, and each state has their own room, and they're like, you can manage your room, but this is my house. And the house, and all the home language is right there. Like, house is all over the place. Home, even corporate offices, like home office, all that stuff. Founding fathers. Not my dad. Founding fraudsters. When things make sense to you, they make sense. When things don't make sense to you, it's because they don't make sense. Now, if you don't understand something, it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. It gets complicated, but not really. You know, simple isn't easy always, but you're fine. You are enough as is. You don't need to figure it out, fix it, get it done, achieve. It's not. Stop it. Don't fall for the trappings of white womanhood. It's in the word trappings. The trappings of white womanhood. Stay at home daughter they have. Stay at home wife. They just are stay in the house. You are a kept woman. They kept you. If you don't fall for him, he will sweep you off your feet and he will take your breath away. Guys, it's not safe. You want to conquer the world, make you feel like you're the only girl in the world, alone, isolated. Special isn't always good. Special is sick. Secrets are make you sick. Stay away. Stay away. But when I say like it's not hidden, it's hidden in plain sight, it's like, oh. Just like all the whiteness and the pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What are those? What the? And we're like, yeah, it's pledge of allegiance. But those other places though, oppressed. Those places, scary. America, the best. Number one. Number one. Number one at what? Why is number one good? It's just number one. It's just okay. Daenerys, oh, right, of course, when she goes into the fire and then all of her clothes burn off. And so we get to see her boobs again. And then the dragon is right in front of her crotch and her hair's fine. And he knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Random white guy. Sneaking in our houses, eating our cookies. Well, not ours, because I was Jewish. So. I was like, how does he know not to come here? How does he know we're Jewish? He thinks he's so special. I can see. We're scared. But see, people who have something to hide, Coldplay couple would say something like that, right? If they're like, the worst thing I could imagine is someone noticing me live my life and realize I'm not who or whatever, right? And so they say like, and then you get to be like, okay, like when people call me racist, right? And I get to go like, okay. And I haven't been around as much, but I'm getting my flow back. I feel better about being here when I'm posting on Patreon. Like it just feels like way more chill. When I'm on TikTok, like primarily or only, or like it feels like there's something there with capitalism. It feels like capitalism. It feels like just what are they saying? What are they doing? But I do like to understand what's going on, so I'm figuring out my new balance in this place. So when I'm posting on Patreon, I can be like, okay, this is where romance stuff is, and then I come on here and I just be like, and then you guys are like, I get some of what you're saying, and I'm like. And then that goes on Patreon. So, but what you appreciate appreciates. And when I start with that, it's like I have a better experience versus like the reactivity. Oof. Yeah, I like being here too. Just not so much when I'm like popping on here, which is interesting. It's almost like I talk about reality television and like the way you do really well on reality television when your life is terrible. Like when you are miserable, that's when you're the most famous. Like you're going through a divorce or a bankruptcy or your kids get bad or whatever. Feels like that's like on TikTok. When I'm doing well, it's because people are really mad. it's weird. It's a weird, this whole online thing, especially as someone who, I wasn't a social media person prior to White Woman Whisper. Like I had an Instagram, but rarely. And like, I don't, cause what do I like talking about what I like talking about. Other than that, I don't have much to say. Like I'm not a, what did someone say? I'm friendly, but I'm not social. I think that's what I am. Or someone said I'm social, but I'm not friendly. And I think I'm friendly, but I'm not social. Cause I like really, I get in when I'm in, you know, and I care about. But now that I'm like here, I'm like, oh, people can talk about their special interests. I love TikTok for the like authentic nature of it, but I don't love the white strangers of any place who didn't sign up to see what I have to say are like, wow. I don't know, I just don't like it because I consider them people too. And then I'm just like, even when they be like, I don't think this has to do with race, blah, 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 blah. I agree with every, oh. You could have just thought this to yourself. It's like, why are you trying to correct me? Correctional Officer Kathy. Oh my God, guys. All right, this is the last thing. I'm making a list of the cast of characters, but like cast with an E, like cast the book. So good, so good. Cast of characters. Time traveling Tony. Tone Police and Tammy. Narrating Nancy. Correctional Officer Kathy. And you don't want to be these. Problematic ally moment Pam. That's how we started this, I think. I was talking about pulling a Pam. If you pull a Pam, there are ways. Do not get defensive. Ending defending. Judge Judy. But join the movement because, I don't know, that's most of the thing is on. But we're having a good time. Sorry. I like dissecting because it's also like Declaration Danny. The declarations get me. Like my safety C's, which are just different. Like the fake C's are control, certainty, and comfort. And the real C's are critical thinking, conflict acceptance, and compassion. So there's lots of exciting stuff and just realizing like, I don't know what the journey is, but it's a journey and it's not gonna, you know, I don't have the goal of making it just something simple and convenient as a book because I think convenience is anti-community, right? Community is inconvenient. It's stepping up when you don't have to. It's literally saying the thing because it feels like the right thing to do. Yeah, you know, fruits of labor that plant seeds for the future. Yeah, community, it takes more than a purchase, right? It's like investment. It's internal investment. It's seeing things differently. And it should be a little uncomfortable. It shouldn't be someplace you're already going. It shouldn't be on the way. Like you're going to Barnes & Noble, you go pick up a self-help book, you pick up Girl Wash Your Face, and also my book. Like, no. Because I also think it's like universal, right? It's just about community and communication. And as I learn, I'm sharing. It's not necessarily teaching, I'm just sharing. And I'm here for that. Sharing Sharon. That's me. Anti-racist Amy. So there's good characters too. I easily think the 15 Tenets could have like a kid's version because it's not about hate or racism. It's literally about value systems. And do you believe in systems or do you believe in the self? That's really. Oh my God. And also the taking. Like, oh, you can't take a joke. Take? What is with y'all and taking? I want to take everything. Take. Everything's about taking. Take a joke. Take a hit. Take a hot take. Calm down. You know, the way y'all put yourself in front of yourself and then be like, ugh, you know, it's like blinders. Your blinders are your own hands. You know, guys, you don't understand how hard it is. I bump into things all the time. I never know. Go put your hands down. Put your hands down. Well, but a good woman covers her eyes. What? Huh? A good wife doesn't see things. So So I have to operate with that. Literally in the book, she says there's a task she has to learn to do, and it's to do everything in the morning with the lights off so that she doesn't disturb her husband. And like, that's a part of the training of wifedom, is like, be able to operate in the dark. What are you like, bitch, come on, because also you're miserable, and I'm like, you don't have to be. So we're working on it together. You're blinding yourself with your white hoods, your victimhood, your sisterhood, your motherhood, your neighborhood. Everything's a hood, and it's white, and you can't see. I'm just trying to take your hood off, and you're like, wow, attacking me? I'm a woman. All right. I'm gonna leave you alone then. Leave you with your man in the house, and apparently he don't bathe, and you're, well. But yeah. So those are just my thoughts on that. The trappings of white womanhood. Get out. Get out. And there will be people waiting for you. Brave. Only white men get to be brave. And it's just dangerously confident. Don't follow those. If a black woman is brave, she's just black. She's black. Yeah, friend said we're done. I love alliteration. I like a good alliteration. Like, you have to work for it. It shouldn't be easy. Community is inconvenient, right? It's not just like anything. Rhymes are lazy. I have some rhymes that work. Oh, whoa, all this language is stay in my house. That's a prison. You know, you talk about like gilded cages and golden handcuffs. That's your privilege. When we talk about privilege, that's what we're talking about. We didn't say good. Just, you don't have to worry about all the outside stuff because you never leave the house because you're stay-at-home daughter, wife, girlfriend. Woo-hoo. Oh, you know? Life can make sense. We can start talking about things the way they actually are, and people are receptive. I hope that is true through my page, my demonstration, that if you say the things as you see them, there will be people who are like, thank you for saying it because I thought it was crazy. I hate Monopoly, and Trouble is so much fun. Is it weird? No, it's not weird. Monopoly sucks. Yeah. You know? I say the Karens are, they're selling sewing kits, 3Ks, for sheep's clothing. You know, the wolf in sheep's clothing, and you got these women sewing together their sheep's clothing and selling it as an MLM. And like, you know, boss babing their way right into the belly. For a man who don't bathe. The men aren't bathing. I don't know if you've heard about this. You can't even expect a clean. It looks like a hand. Right. I remember just thinking, Mitch McConnell has a wife. That doesn't happen without Monopoly. Okay? I'm sorry. And we're listening to them? Cause, sorry, no. All right, say goodbye. Goodbye. Speak. All right, guys.